go over. If you are under the age of 16, please make sure you have an adult with you to do this class. If you are pregnant, please make sure that you have cushions or bolsters to support you in lying positions. You don't want to be lying supine. No deep twists at all past the first trimester. And no, what was I going to say? Completely lost my train of thought. Yes, if you're pregnant, no deep twists. If you have any injuries, any aches or pains, or anything that is bothering you, you're still very welcome to take the class, but just being extra mindful of your body. Obviously, I'm not there to make sure that you're okay. So, you know your body better than anyone. If it feels wrong, that generally means it is. You don't want to go to the point of pain. Always being very careful with our body. No asana is worth an injury, just remember that. You can still progress and get deep into your practice. In fact, the only way to progress and get deep into your practice is to do it safely within your body's own limit. And that limit will start to progress and change over time. So just being very, very extra careful with your body, with any areas that might be feeling tight, that might be feeling a little bit tense, that might be having little bits of aches and pains. So you never want to go to the point where something is painful. If there is a posture that you feel is just not for you, maybe if you've got bad wrists, things like down dog or plank might not work for you, try them on your forearms. If you know a modification, lovely, I'm going to try and offer modifications as we go, but if you feel that an asana is just not working for you, just take a break, have a little drink of water, have a pause, rejoin us when you're ready. As always, do as much or as little of the class as you would like. And remember that yoga is not just about our asana practice, our physical practice. So if where your yoga is today is that you want to spend the next 45 minutes lying on your back on the mat, then please be my guest. So it's pretty disgusting outside. I don't know about where you guys are, but where I am, it's pretty much a tornado. So I think we're going to do a nice, juicy, slow flow. It's not going to be restorative. We're still going to move through the body. We're still going to do a little bit of a vinyasa, but it's going to be slower. It's going to be a little bit deeper. It's going to be, it's not going to be super, super fast paced. It's just get nice and deep into our bodies and just connect to ourselves. So bring yourself on to your mats, crossing your legs, palms on your knees, give yourself a little wiggle around, neck nice and long. Drop your shoulders, close your eyes. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. And as you inhale, fill those lungs from the bottom all the way to the top. And exhale, reverse the breath. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Focusing in on that breath. So we've been setting themes this week, which I haven't done for quite a while, but I do think it's important. So I have been reading more about the 8 limbs of yoga and basing our themes for this week on those limbs. So the niyamas, which is how we take care of ourselves. We're going to base today's theme on one of those. We're going to base it on santosha, which is our contentment. So it's really easy to always want more, to always want to be deeper in our practice, to always want a bigger house, a better car, a promotion. You get one thing and you instantly want the next thing. And that is how we tend to be in society these days. So today we're going to try and practice being content with what we have, being content with our bodies, being content with our practice, with where we are in this moment, being content with ourselves. Even if deep down you feel actually there are other things that you want, let's think about the things that we are happy we have, things that do make us content. We're just going to focus in on that. So maybe you've been doing this class with me since the beginning of lockdown, and maybe you do have aims of poses that you want to get into and you're not quite there yet, but Think of how far you have come. Be content with that. And maybe you've just started this practice and you have goals and aims, but be content in the fact that you started this practice and how great that is that you've given yourself that time for self-care. So as we muse on that, our contentment, our santosha, allow that breath to wash through you into every limb, every finger, every toe, filling your body. Exhale, release. Sitting tall through your spine and dropping the shoulders. And exhale. And let's start to gently roll our head from side to side, loosening up the neck. Maybe you want to send that all the way around into a full head roll. And back the other way. Releasing any tension in the neck. So if you are doing little half moons, that's lovely. If you're doing a full head roll, remember to send it both ways. Keeping that breath flowing, bring yourself back to center. Let's go to our shoulders, roll them up to the ears, down the spine. Really releasing that shoulder girdle. Up to your ears, down your spine. Really nice. Make it indulgent. Draw circles on the wall behind you. Lovely. Really nice. Let's interlace our fingers in front of us. Curve the spine, drop the chin to the chest, and pull the shoulders apart at the back. Imagine that you're hugging a giant beach ball. Inhale. Exhale to push up towards the sky so you're pushing the air away, dropping the shoulders. Inhale, reaching wide, fingers to either side of the room. Exhale, pull the arms behind you, heart center open, shoulders together at the back. Really nice. And just hold here, and if you want, you can start to lift those arms behind you, getting deeper into your shoulders. And eventually drop that left hand to the mat and take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Coming into a seated twist, deep breath, inhale, we lengthen. Exhale to push against that left knee and start to gaze over the left shoulder. Giving yourself that nice deep twist, so compressing those organs. And just releasing any toxins so that when we release the twist, we allow fresh blood to flow through our organs. Using that back arm as a support post, not a leaning post, so we're trying not to fall backwards. And gently bring yourself back to center. Right hand behind the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Sit tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, push that knee away. Really nice, deep breath. And exhale, getting deep into the twist. So spinal twists are a really nice way to just release tension and tightness. I don't know about you guys, but the weather really affects my mood, my energy. So when the weather is disgusting and I've been inside all day, I feel a little bit like I need that bit of energy, that bit of movement, but not super intense, just enough to release tension, to get just restore my body to its nice neutral state. Gently bring yourself back to center. Let's drop our left hand in line with our left hip. Our right arm comes up and over. Push into that right hip. As you reach those right fingers towards the left side of your room, you're going to feel that stretch from hip to fingertip. If you want to drop down onto your left forearm, by all means do. Make sure you're keeping your heart center open, your bum cheeks glued to the mat. Deep breath. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale to reach. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, walk the hands around. Drop that right hand in line with the right hip. The left arm comes up and over. Pushing into that left hip. If you want to drop down onto that right forearm, by all means do. Left fingers reaching towards the right side of the room. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale back to center. Let's bring ourselves into our all fours position on the mat. Spread the fingers, feet and knees on the mat. So feet and knees parallel like train tracks. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And instead of placing our palms flat, I just want you to cup the hands slightly so we're really engaging the hands. So that means it might look really subtle, so your hand's not flat, you kind of just gripping with those fingers, lifting the palms slightly, engaging here. And that way, what we are avoiding is ramming into our wrists, which can cause injuries and issues later. So I just want you to cup those hands, engage the core, keep the spine nice and flat, and just breathe here, pushing into the mat. Feel energy accumulating below your palms, under your knees, under the tops of your feet, and breathe. Exhale. Inhale, drop the navel to the floor, gaze up towards the sky, hollowing out the lower back. Exhale, we arch like a scared cat. Drop the crown of the head down towards the floor. Inhale, cow pose, opening your heart center. And exhale. And if you want to continue here in your cat-cow, mobilizing your body, then by all means do. If you want to freestyle the movement, you guys know the drill by now. Get your wiggle on, really get as weird and wiggly as you like. So maybe you want to push into all the corners of your body. Maybe you want to get into a specific area. So maybe you want to get into your wrists and the backs of your arms, your elbows, turning those arms around. That's good for practicing arm balances. Maybe you just want to keep circling that body around. Remember the cupping of the hands. You don't want those palms flat. You don't want to ram into the wrists. Maybe you want to drop all the way forward in a cobra pose. Release that lower back. So if you've got a really bendy back, that can be a nice one for you. Maybe you want to sit back in your balasana, your child's pose. Whatever you're doing, use that breath to guide you through the movement and really push yourself into those corners. What needs to be unlocked? What's feeling tight? What's feeling like you need to push your breath, you need to push your movement, get those fluids flowing, get into those nooks and crannies, the areas that we forget to stretch. Let's push into them. Maybe your shoulders are feeling a little bit tight. Mine are feeling really tight today, so I know my shoulders need a little bit of extra attention. And this is a really lovely thing. I know I say this every night, but just for new people, this is a really lovely thing to do if you have a day where you just don't have the time or the energy for a full class, a full flow. Maybe you just want to give yourself a little bit of movement and work your breath into your body. So you can do this first thing in the morning, maybe after a shower, before you go to bed. Just get that fluid flowing, get that movement going. Sometimes that's exactly what our body needs to just let go. And it can be anything. It doesn't even have to be yoga at this point. It could just be a nice wiggle. Well, I say it doesn't have to be yoga. It doesn't have to be an asana. Yoga is whatever you want it to be, really. Giving yourself that little wiggle. And then let's bring ourselves back to center. Back to your all fours position. Remember the cupping of the hands. Tuck that right toe under. And you're just going to lift that leg, bending the right knee, flexing the right foot. You always want to have a nice flexion of the foot, dorsiflexing the foot, so we're pointing the toes towards the shins. And then you're going to start to open the hips. We're going to start to circle that knee around. Try and keep the hips level. Let's go for 5 of those. 5, 4, 3, lovely, 2, and 1. Let's go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Really nice. Send that right leg out behind you. Drop your toe to the mat and lift that right arm up rolling on to your left hip in your gate pose. So you can stay here, you can reach that right arm all the way back, give yourself a little bend in the spine as though you're coming into a kind of wild thing pose. Reach here, deep breath wherever you are, hold. And as you exhale, you're just going to bring yourself back to center, back to your all fours position. Tuck the toes and push up into a downward facing dog, spreading those fingers nice and wide. So feet about hip width apart, navel in towards the spine. And if you want to soften those knees, please do. Remember, it's much better to have a straight back and bent knees than straight legs and a curve in the spine. We never want to curve the spine. That puts extra pressure on our hips, our hamstrings, our back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and externally rotate the shoulder girdle. Take a deep breath here. You're going to send that right leg up towards the sky. Bend the right knee and flex the right foot and just start to open the hip even more. So drawing circles with that knee again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and back the other way. 1, 2, 3, well done. 4 and 5, and if you want to stay here with your knee bent, opening up the hips, gazing underneath that right armpit, lovely. If you want to step the whole way over and take your wild thing pose, then by all means do, reaching back with that right hand. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale for 5, 4, wherever you are, 3, 2, and 1. Wild things, back to your 3-legged dog. Everybody, now we're going to take that right leg, pass it underneath the body. Turn on the left foot, stretch that right leg out in front and reach the left arm up. Fallen triangle, hold here, deep breath. And exhale. Putting that right foot back in line, we're going to bring ourselves into a side plank. So I'm going to give you options here. Option 1, so I'm just going to turn on so that you guys can see what I'm actually doing. Option 1 is your full side plank. Option 2, you can drop the knee if you need to, back to your gate pose. Option 3, feel free to lift that left leg. You can float it. If you want to, you can take hold of the left foot with your big toe. Take a balance, whatever you want to do. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to your high plank position. Take a breath and either push straight back up into your downward dog or tuck those elbows in, come down through chaturanga, push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Lovely. You switch sides again, and you're going to drop back down into your all fours position here. Really nice. Tuck that left toe and kick that left leg out behind you, dorsiflexing the foot, and let's start to work into that left hip. So drawing circles with the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back the other way. 1, 2. You might feel a little tight if you did my splits class yesterday. 4 and 5. So just be gentle with your hips. Straighten that left leg out, left foot to the mat, lift the left arm and bring yourself into your gate pose. So you can align your body, bring that left arm up, or you can reach the left arm back and give yourself a kind of bend in the back as though you are coming in to a wild thing pose on your knee. Hold here, breathe. And exhale back to your all fours position. Tuck the toes and push up into a downward facing dog, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to send that left leg all the way out behind you, bending the left knee and flexing the left foot. And let's work into that left hip, drawing circles with the knee again. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. And you can either hold here, opening up that left hip.
knee bent, foot flexed, gazing underneath the left armpit. Or you can walk the whole way over into your wild thing pose. Wherever you are, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wild things. Back to your 3-legged. And let's send that left leg all the way out underneath, straightening that left leg in front of us and reach the right arm up. Fallen triangle pose. Lovely. And then let's take that left foot and bring it back in line into our high plank, into our side plank. So either full side plank, or you can drop that knee, bringing yourself into a supported side plank or gate pose. If you want to, you can lift the right leg. You can also take hold of that right foot. In your hand, take a balance and stretch. Wherever you are, we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back into your high plank and either pushing straight back up into your downward dog or tuck those elbows in, come down to chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing dog and push back. Downward facing, really nice. And just start to walk those feet towards the hands, bringing yourself into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Soften your knees here. So I don't want to see any super straight legs, and I'll tell you why. When we straighten our legs in forward fold, not only do we hyperextend, which puts extra pressure on the back of our knees, we are curving the spine. So I bet you if you have straight legs, your spine is kind of like this, curling like Hunchback of Notre Dame. We don't want that. So soften those knees. Keep the spine flat, start to drop the torso towards the thighs. And honestly, you can bend the knees as much or as little as you like, but let's try and soften them to some extent. Drop your hands down underneath your feet, tucking them underneath your toes, and drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Keeping that spine straight. Deep breath. And exhale. So here we're stretching our shoulders, our spine, our hamstrings, our hips. Good one for runners. And exhale. Untuck the hands and start to gently roll yourself up through the spine, keeping that head tucked in until the very last moment. Bringing yourself up to standing. Standing tall in your mountain pose, your Tadasana. So I'm just going to tap the mat back a little bit for Facebook. So you're going to bring your hands down on either side, feet facing straight ahead. You want to make sure that your joints are stacked. So ankles under knees, under hips, under shoulders. Sounds really obvious, but you'd be surprised how many of us do this or this and unalign our body. Your body wants to be neutral. Think of your pelvis, it's the center of your body, it's the cauldron of your body. You want it to be a nice neutral position, so always think of it as a glass of water. So if you're sticking your bum out, you're spilling water down the front of your body. If you're tucking your bum in, you're spilling water down the back of your body. So standing nice and tall, engaging here, making sure that alignment is nice and correct, nice and neutral. Our body wants to be neutral, always remember that. Take an inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky and draw the palms together. On your exhale, pulling the arms apart, softening the knees and hinging from the hips into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Stroke the palms up the feet towards the shins, flatten the back, Pavaduttanasana, your half forward fold or tabletop. And exhaling back to your forward fold. Plant the palms and step, float or jump back into a high plank position. Either pushing straight back up into your downward dog or tuck the elbows in, come down. Push forward, upward facing dog and push back, downward facing. Inhale to send that right leg all the way up towards the sky and then draw that right knee towards your right wrist. Plant the foot where the hand is and reach that right arm out in front. So your right foot is in the right corner of your mat and your right arm out in front.
So keeping your gaze on those right fingers, we're going to start to circle that right arm behind us. And as we do, turn onto the sides of your feet and tap your hip to the mat. Circle the arm back around. Let's do that again. So following your fingers with your gaze, circle that right arm around. Turn the feet on their sides, tap the hip to the mat. And circle back. Hold here, drop that left knee to the mat and untuck the foot. Circle that right arm behind you now and hold here. If you want to, you can stay here. If you want to, you can pick up that left foot, take a little twist, drawing that left heel in towards your bum and hold. Well done, everyone. Inhale. And exhale, drop the left foot. Frame that front foot, so just heel toe it to the center of your mat. Framing that front foot with your hands. You're going to bend the back knee, straighten that right leg, and flex the right foot so you're pulling the toes towards your shin. Deep breath, inhale. We lengthen to pull ourselves forward, keeping the spine straight and hips squared to the front. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, feeling that nice strain through the back, the pull through the back of the hamstring, just stretching that area. And exhale, plant the right foot, framing that front foot with your hands. Tuck that left toe under, lift the back leg and bring yourself up into your high lunge. Inhale to send the left arm down the back of the left leg and turn that left foot out, reaching that right arm up and over into your reverse warrior. Lovely, everyone. Take a deep breath. Straighten both legs, straighten both arms, hinge forward. Turn the palms to face outwards and bring yourself into your triangle pose. So let me just switch sides. Triangle pose is all about your hip alignment. So if you want to make sure your hips are aligned, take that left hand into the small of your back and give yourself a gentle push. I want you to imagine that you've been almost popped in a toaster. If your right hand doesn't come to your right ankle, that's fine. Wherever it is on your leg is fine, as long as those shoulders are aligned, the hips are aligned. Deep breath here, inhale. As you exhale, windmill both hands to either side of that front foot and turn the feet to face straight ahead. Padmasana. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to pull yourself forward. Try and keep an equal distribution of weight between the legs and those hips squared to the front. Deep breath. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, dropping your left hand to the inside of your right ankle. You're going to reach that right arm up and come into your revolved triangle, giving ourselves a nice twist here. Reaching that right arm up this time. Take a deep breath, keeping both legs nice and straight. And then drop both hands to the mat, bringing yourself to the center, feet facing straight ahead. Start to pull yourself forward into your wide leg forward fold. Feeling that nice stretch through the back of your hamstrings, hinging at the hips and lengthening through the spine. Pull the crown of the head towards the mat. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. So your wide leg forward fold is really good for lower back pain. It's really good for extending and expanding the body. It's good prep for tripod headstand. Take a nice deep breath here. And lengthen through the spine. Start to walk those hands towards the front of your mat, framing that front foot. Take a breath, step back into your high plank position. Inhale, either straight back into your downward dog or tuck those elbows in, come down through chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing and exhale, downward facing dog. Really nice, everyone. Take a deep inhale, send that left leg all the way up towards the sky, bending the knee. You're going to draw that left knee
and the left foot towards your left hand. So you're taking that left foot to the left corner of your mat. Reach that left arm out in front. Take a deep breath here. You're going to start to circle that left hand and following your fingers with your gaze, turn the feet on their sides, tap the hips to the mat. And bring yourself back around to center. And again, circle the left arm behind. Follow the fingers with your gaze. Feet to the side, tap the hips. And back to center. Holding here, drop that right knee. Untuck that right foot. I'm just going to switch sides because I don't know why I find it so much easier to talk to you guys from this side. So that left hand is going to circle behind you again. And you can either stay here or you can pick up that back foot. Take the foot in your hand and pull the heel in towards your bum. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, taking that little twist. Inhale. And exhale, release, framing that front foot. Bend the back knee, straighten that left leg, flex the left foot. Keeping the spine nice and straight and hips squared to the front. Pull yourself forward. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Really nice, everyone. Inhale. And as you exhale, plant that left foot, frame the front foot with your hands, tuck that right toe under, lift the knee, and bring those arms up in line with your ears into a high lunge. Hips under shoulders, knee above ankle. So this is really good for your balance, also good for nice healthy knees. Deep breath, turn that right foot out and send the right arm down the back of the right leg, the left arm up and over. Lovely, everyone. Take an inhale, straighten both legs, straighten both arms, turn the palms outwards and pivot into your triangle pose. Making sure those hips are aligned. So if you want to take that right hand into the small of your back, gently push yourself into alignment. Stack the shoulders, wrist to wrist, shoulder to shoulder, straight line, gazing upwards. Deep breath here, inhale. And exhale. Send the arms all the way around to frame that front foot and turn the feet to face the front. Equal distribution of weight. You might need to move that back leg a little bit. Try and keep those legs nice and straight as you hinge forward, spine straight. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale. And exhale. Let's bring our right hand now to our left ankle. Take a breath and reach up with the left revolved triangle. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down, walk the hands to the center and bring yourself into your wide leg forward fold. Feet facing straight ahead and starting to hinge at the hips, pulling the crown of the head forward towards the mat. Feel that pull through the hamstrings, through the lower back, extending the spine. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. And then gently we're going to flatten the back. Turn the feet slightly outwards and bend the knees. And just bring your body up, reaching the arms above your head and just crossing the hands. Bring yourself into your goddess pose. So you can stay with flat feet or you can lift up onto your toes if you want to. Try and tuck that tailbone. Keep that core engaged. You can also bring your palms together above your head if you want to. Let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your palms to your heart center. Straighten both legs, turn the feet outwards and hinge back into your wide leg forward fold. Start to walk the hands towards the front of the mat, framing that front foot. Step back into your high plank and either pushing straight back up into your downward dog or tuck those elbows in and come down. Push forward, upward facing dog and push back, downward facing. Give yourself a slight bend in the knees, gaze straight ahead, and step, float, or jump through to seated. Straightening your legs out in front and pointing at the toes. Bring your palms underneath your back and drop back onto your forearms, pushing that chest up towards the sky. Bring yourself into your fish pose. So letting the head roll back. Remember to keep those feet together, keep the legs together, point the toes, engage the legs. Deep breath. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, release yourself down onto the mat and hug the knees into your chest, Apanasana, rocking from side to side to release the spine on the mat. Taking your arms out on either side and bringing your legs into that tabletop position. And maybe you want to just circle those legs a little bit, just release that lower back on the mat. Send those legs both ways. Really nice, everyone. Just getting rid of a little bit of tension. Bring yourself to center and drop both knees over to the left, gaze to the right, giving yourself a little supine twist to finish. And then drop those knees over to the right and gaze to the left. Bring yourself back to center. And just start to drop yourself down into your Shavasana, or ready for your Shavasana. So, arms at your side, feet at your side. And take this moment if you need to grab anything for your relaxation. So if you want to grab cushions, socks, blankets, jumpers, if you want to dim your lights, pop some music on. If you want to grab a drink, then by all means do. And as always, if you don't want to stay for relaxation, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to. It is completely, optional. I mean, the whole class is completely optional. If you do want to stay, just bear in mind that it's not me forcing you to meditate. This time is just time that you can just chill out, really. It is just time to breathe. It's space for yourself. It's time without your phone. It's time without being bothered, hopefully. And you know, if you find it really hard to switch off your mind, then you are not alone. You can just follow that trail of thought, see where it takes you. You don't have to concentrate and get frustrated with trying to clear your mind. I know how frustrating that can be, and then before you know it, you've wasted that time that you have for yourself. So use this time and just use it for self-care, to just relax and let go. So bringing yourself onto your mats, let those palms and feet fall open. Close your eyes. And you're just going to pull your sacrum in to the mat. So that's the small of your back. And it's going to give you a little gentle tilt of the pelvis. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Let's just bring us back to where we were at the beginning of the class. Tuning out our surroundings and tuning into ourselves. So remembering our theme of contentment and feeling content with what we've achieved in our practice, with what we've achieved with our day, not feeling like we always have to keep moving forward and progressing and chasing something, and just enjoying what we have, what we've done, or what we've already achieved.
Let's take that thought and just breathe it in. Inhale. And exhale. Just on a side note, those of you that have been practicing with me since the beginning of lockdown, if you remember when we first started, it was dark when we started the classes, and it is now dark again, which means we have done a full circle around the sun of these classes, a full cycle of sunsets. So thank you to everyone that has been practicing with me this whole time. So let's take our attention towards our feet and feel them fall open on the mat, each toe unraveling one by one. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs lightweight on the mat. All the way up to your shoulders, allowing that spine to unravel, each vertebrae melting into the mat. And as you reach your shoulders, feel them pull down away from your ears. Arms lightweight at your side, palms open, fingertips unwrapped. And feeling those shoulders draw down away from your ears, making your neck grow long. Head light and facial features soft and gentle. Just unlocking your jaw, unclenching your back teeth and dropping the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. Parting your lips and allowing yourself to breathe. And finally, draw your attention towards your chest and your abdomen. That slow and steady rise and fall of your breath. Guiding you deeper into your breath, into your mats, allowing you to become one with the earth. Let's take this moment to just breathe as you inhale and exhale. And gently wiggling the fingers and the toes to draw awareness back into your body. Hugging your knees in towards your chest and gently rocking from side to side to release your spine. And bringing yourself all the way over onto the right hand side into a fetal position. And then bringing yourself up to seated. Palms on your knees, drop those shoulders. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And last time, and this time when you exhale, we need to let out a deep sigh, like you're just letting everything go. Inhale. And draw your palms together at your heart center. And thank you all so much for practicing with me this evening. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and hopefully see you all tomorrow. Namaste. So tomorrow, Wednesday, it is our mid-week restore and recharge class, and then Thursday, I haven't decided what we're going to do, but if you guys do have any specific suggestions, please do let me know. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and I will see you all tomorrow evening, hopefully.